Welcome to the You Were Designed for Greatness podcast. Each week we will bring you inspiring tips, stories, and ideas to help you be all that you can be, discovering your greatness. Featuring Donna. Donna is a transformational life and health coach, a highly sought-after public speaker, and the founder of Vibrant Living. She has helped hundreds find a better life, free of stress and living the greatness they were truly designed for. And now, your host, Donna.
Hello, it is Donna, and I would like to welcome you to You Were Designed for Greatness. And today I have a new friend, Michele. Michele Coy is with me today. Say hello to all of our listeners.
Hello.
And tell our listeners a little bit about you. Where do you live?
Thank you, Donna. I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I am married to my husband of 20 years. We have 2 beautiful stepchildren and 5 beautiful grandchildren.
5 grandchildren. Wow. That is awesome. So I understand, because I know this about you, you're a money mindset coach and you help people with this. How'd you get there? That's not like something people always hear. So tell me the story. How did you get to be where you are today?
Well, my story started back when I was a little girl and somebody asked me, what do you want to grow up to be? I wanted to be a math teacher, but my path did not follow that. It actually followed the route of being an accountant. And, I knew that there was something missing. I loved helping women and I loved numbers. But there was a point in my life where I started working for a Native American tribe. I was feeling a little lost. And when I got there, I was able to find my spirituality and find me. And one of the things while I was there, I began to realize I have a voice and my voice is not being used. My boss would say, hey, what do you think about this? I would give my opinion, and he'd turn around and do exactly the opposite of what I gave. And I began to start feeling like I was not being heard.
Yeah.
I didn't have a voice. I was not being trusted.
Right. Or appreciated.
Exactly. And as I reflect back, there was a lot of jobs that I had where I was not appreciated for what I could bring. It was, let's just give you some more responsibility because you know what? Michele can handle it. And at some point, we have to realize what we can and cannot handle.
Right.
And I suffered burnout.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that I really realized was while I was there, everyone would come to my office and ask my advice. Or just simply want to have a listening shoulder, an ear, someone to really talk to.
Yep.
And that's when I began to realize that there was more to my life and my purpose than sitting in an office with 4 walls.
Yep.
And that's when I began to realize that there was a destiny out there and a purpose for me. I had to find it. And so I started working with a coach, and she helped me to determine that I was out there to help women find their voice, find their passion, and ultimately find a way for them to be successful and especially financially successful.
So you were feeling burnout, which means what? What were you feeling like?
Physically, I was burned out. I was working 60 hours a week.
Oh my.
I was the first one in the office, the last one to leave. And I just felt like I could no longer give what they were asking me to give. And the bad part is I was told that we were finally getting a person above me. As both positions above me were contracted in, and we were finally getting that position filled. internally. And the problem is he said I could take that position, but they were going to eliminate mine. So I had to make a decision.
Oh my.
Do I want to continue working that many hours for a little bit more pay? Or was I going to find my dream and take that jump?
So what did you do?
I made the decision that I was going to take the jump, but it wasn't a decision that came quickly. In October, I was notified that the position, we were going to get the position.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to apply for it at the beginning of January.
Okay.
The day that the position closed, I put my resignation in. I made that decision that morning.
Mm. Wow.
And I had read the book by Jen Sincero, You're a Badass at Making Wealth. Totally changed my life. Yep. I had received her first book from my Dale Carnegie mentor, and it was life-changing. And so I went through, read that book, and made the decision. The decision was to leave at the end of March. My resignation went in January 29th. Being from finance, my integrity was very important to me. Right. And we had a governmental audit, so I was going to stay for the 2 months for the audit. And then the last day of the audit, the auditor's leaving, I was leaving.
Mm.
So I decided, let's take the jump. And I did. But It was not easy.
No. Geronimo!
Yes.
Is there a parachute down there? I don't know.
Exactly. So I did. I left.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't do anything.
Oh. Well, you were burnt out.
I was. It took 4 months for that burnout to finally come to life.
Yeah. So then what did you do?
So during that time, I delved into personal development, and I became certified as a financial coach with the Dave Ramsey team, and certified as a John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer. But I still didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I had to take that first step and be brave and go out into the world and introduce myself. Because I wasn't getting anybody sitting on my couch.
They don't
eating
just
chips.
Come. They don't just come.
Yeah,
do they?
They don't just come.
Oh, and when we've been so unappreciated, it feels really scary to put yourself out there.
It does, especially when you're an introvert.
Yes.
That has always sat in an office.
Right.
And always
with
had
numbers.
Exactly, and had the work come to you.
Yeah. And now you've got to deal with people who might reject you.
Exactly. And that's scary. Makes your heart race and your palms sweat and your
mouth gets all dry.
Right. Exactly. You're like, where's all that saliva when you need it?
When you need it. Oh, so you took the leap and you took one step at a time, and you kind of did it afraid.
Very afraid.
Yeah.
So
how long ago was that?
That was when I started networking. It was October 2018. I took the leap Friday, April 13th, 2018.
Okay. So 2018, you began to network and tell people, be brave enough to say that you were certified with John Maxwell to help people with their finances. So tell me more about your journey. What happened next?
So, you start out going out networking. I actually had one person tell me that they don't need somebody to be a life coach. They get that on Sundays. And I was like, okay, maybe I chose the wrong thing to do. But I decided to play it safe. I went and fell back into a pattern that I always knew. I became a QuickBooks consultant because I'd been doing that since 1999. Right. I knew QuickBooks. I could help people. So I did that until March of 2020.
Ooh.
The day COVID was announced.
Yeah.
On my Facebook page,
Yeah.
I posted a pro bono that I was now becoming a money mindset coach.
Okay.
But that didn't work. I got 3 pro bonos that I started working with, but I was still scared.
Yeah.
I was still really afraid. I was afraid of success.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of putting myself out there and being super vulnerable.
Right.
And I had those fears of not being enough, not knowing enough. Who's going to work with me?
Yep.
There's not enough people to serve. Why would somebody want to talk to me about money? And it took a while. It took a while to put that toe out in that water.
Yeah.
To say, I fully stepped into being a money mindset coach.
Yeah.
But when I did, it was amazing. And I have been serving some amazing women that are getting their voice, that are overcoming their limiting beliefs that were holding them back from truly seeing their self-worth and seeing the value that they had to offer.
Right.
And being able to expand their business to include all those things they were afraid to talk about, or afraid because somebody told them that they couldn't do that and couldn't be successful doing that.
Right. Awesome. Well, that is amazing, because I know that so many of us, whether we're working in a job and we want an advancement, or whether we have a dream to start our own business, that there's so many of us who feel like we're not heard. And one of my favorite sayings is, go where you're appreciated, not tolerated. And when we live in that tolerated state, we're not at ease on the inside. There's constant unease, and our health isn't well, even. We don't sleep good, and everything can be touched. So what we don't often realize is that our mindset is reproduced in our life. The way that I think is the way that the world is around me. When we want to blame the circumstances on circumstances or somebody else, when I have a say in it. So I love what you do. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you to be here today, because changing the way that we think about money, we need more wealthy women making a difference in the world. We do.
Yes, we do. And what people begin to realize is when I ask them what their relationship with money is, they realize that relationship also reflects other aspects of their life.
Yes, it does. Absolutely does. Well, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing. And if you were to think about that woman who is in that burnout stage, or anywhere along that journey of fear that you walked out, what would you tell her?
I love Henry Ford's quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yes.
If you truly believe that you have something within you that can change another person's life, what is holding you back from doing that?
And one of the main thing that's helped me and you is when we're in that, I have something, I know I'm supposed to do something more, is having a coach to help us deal with those kind of mindsets and what's holding us back. Because if we knew what was holding us back, we would have fixed it.
Exactly. And we need that coach to pull it out of us sometimes.
Yeah, and helps us to see situations with fresh eyes so that we can look at things differently. So again, thank you for sharing your story. And if someone wants to get in touch with you and learn more about your business, how would they find you?
They can find me on Facebook on Michele Shepard Coy. They can find me on LinkedIn on Michele Shepard Coy, or you can find me on the web at https://michellecoy.com.
We will put those websites with the description of this podcast. And again, I want you to thank you for sharing with us here today.
Thank you, Donna.
Well, I want to thank you for listening to this podcast, and please share it with your friends and leave a review. So that the more reviews that we get, the larger impact of women to empower women in this world. So like, share, and leave a review. If you love this podcast, leave one. It helps us to increase our lives that we are touching. And if you today would like to have a conversation, and as a coach, as a life mastery coach, I'm offering a complimentary discovery session. The link will be also included in this description for you to schedule it online, and we can do it virtually or by video or phone call. So I want to wish you the very best. Enjoy every day, fill it with gratitude, and live and love vibrantly.
Thank you for joining us on this powerful episode of the You Were Designed for Greatness podcast. Please share this with others who might enjoy it. For more info on Donna Tashjian or to contact her, visit iVibrantLiving.com.